Hi, Tim Johnston from Books Onsite Bookkeeping. Today I'm going to talk about the differences between on-site and off-site bookkeeping. I think firstly it's worth considering what a business owner is looking for in outsourcing their bookkeeping. And when we have clients contact us, I guess the main points they're looking for from a bookkeeper are firstly they need all of their day-to-day accounting tasks taken care of. So we're talking about paying bills, chasing any debtors that might be outstanding, and also all of their payroll. They need confidence that those things are taken care of in compliance with regulations with regards to the ATO. So you're talking about your PAYG being calculated correctly and your superannuation, and also your BASs. And the other thing that business owners are looking for is some decent reports, so decent management reports, so profit and loss, budgeting and cash flow reports, so that they can use those reports to understand how their business is travelling and take some guidance. And we look to become a key part of their team, so they can rely on those reports to help them manage the growth of their business. So how do those things affect whether you should be looking at an on-site or an off-site bookkeeper? Look, I really think that all of those things can be met, either off-site or on-site. It really depends on the stage of growth that your company is at. If you're starting out and you're a small business, and our rough ruler over that size is roughly $500,000 turnover, and you're talking about maybe less than half a dozen staff, then an off-site bookkeeper can be a great option for that size business. And particularly with the advent of cloud computing systems these days. So before cloud computing, we had the issue of the data file having to be transferred back to the client and to the bookkeeper and back and forth, and you'd have files going back and forth. And nowadays that accounting file can be accessed remotely on the cloud. The security is the same as what bank security uses, fully encrypted, so there's no issues with regards to that. So it does allow for the bookkeeper to actually provide all those things that we talked about with regards to regular updating of their accounts and providing meaningful management reports, and that can be done off-site. Like I said, our gauge is around $500,000 turnover. Once you exceed that and your business is really growing, what it means is you generally have heaps more paperwork, and we look to set up paperless offices so that can be overcome to a certain extent. So we can get all of your suppliers can be emailing all your invoices. Any other paperwork that comes in can be scanned and dropped into a Dropbox, which can go through to our office. But you just find that that process of collating all that paperwork becomes a much bigger task as your turnover grows, and it almost becomes a dedicated task for one of your staff internally to provide that service each week to make our off-site service work. So once you get over that $500,000 turnover, you're then looking at having an on-site bookkeeper come in, and you want to lock in a regular day each week so that your suppliers and any staff know that if there's any inquiries, then that's the day that they make those inquiries regarding their accounts. And that bookkeeper will come in and take care of all of your filing, enter all of your paperwork into the accounting system, make sure everything's reconciled, and then at the end of the day find a time to sit down with the business owner and run some reports and review how the company's going at that stage. The cloud accounting system, and there's various platforms, Xero, MYOB and QuickBooks are all offering cloud-based packages now. That can be fantastic and work in conjunction even with an on-site bookkeeping service where, yes, we're coming in to perform the accounting tasks. However, if there are some small amendments that need to be done in the time that we're not there, then we can still access that file to update those files. So just summarising, I think there is a place for both off-site and on-site bookkeeping, and it really depends on what stage of growth you're at as a company in terms of what you're looking for that bookkeeping relationship. Yeah, if you've got any further questions, please feel free to look on our website, booksonsite.com.au, and feel free to give me a call to discuss anytime. Thanks.